we were sustaining drives. Time of possession, man, we were at, what was it? I think I seen us 42-35 to their 25-28. That was like the tail of the game. And that's what run the football effectively does for you, gentlemen. So we decided that we weren't going to go away from it. And at times, we maybe was a little bit, kind of thrown in just to kind of run the football. I was like, okay, maybe not at this time to run the ball. Trey goes out. We're running behind Caliendo. But Kareem Hunt was an absolute animal out there today. And I tell you what, he only gets better with more work that he gets. And so it was good to see him really kind of get his flowers, because he did a masterful job, man, running hard, running downhill. The only hiccup he had was the one fumble, of course, that he gave up down in the red zone. But other than that, man, he played a hell of a game. He was running over folks, running around them. He really showed that he deserves to run the football, that he deserves to be the number one running back. If anything, this is a staple to say he is the guy. Okay, he really is. And so I think when you give the ball to Kareem Hunt, good things do happen. Okay, and it's not the 8 here and 6. This is 29 carries. Okay, 30 carries, and
he hit the 3-0.
Oh man, shoot, he could probably throw 5 of those away, because you just know it was like, okay, we just trying to get some yards, run off the clock, what all those different things like that. But other than that, man, he was eating. He was absolutely eating. But when I'm saying, and I'll say this, I just give you when I'm talking about sustaining drives, right? So you look at it, drive starts. 19 plays, 15 plays, 12 plays, 8 plays, 12 plays. 12 plays. This is what you're seeing in these drives. When the Chiefs get the offense, that's what they were doing. And so even though we would get down there and the results weren't necessarily touchdowns, we let Buckner come in, let him kick it, and we'll get some scores. And not only that, but also, too, that our defense did a masterful job getting the ball out of their hands, too. Okay. But what that did is that resulted in keeping them on the sideline, put them on ice, let those guys keep trying to warm up to come into the game, man. But we did a good job of just keeping Daniel Jones on the sideline, and those receivers, the tight ends, and everybody just really taking them out. And Jonathan Taylor too. The run opens up the pass. The runs opened up the pass. We decided to do that, and things changed a little bit for us. So.
Yeah, you actually had a somewhat of a play action game. They kind of had to kind of to look at a little bit. And the one thing too, which I thought was interesting, right, especially towards the end of that game, because you talk about the run opening up the pass, but like just kind of the fact that we stuck to the run as we did. When Colts are coming off 3 and out, and we're just running, and I know people want to say, oh, we need an explosive guy who's going to hit a 50-yard one. No, because we can get a guy who's back there who's going to get you 3 to 4 yards to carry. That's going to wear you down big time. And you saw it. Well, yeah, kind of. But you speak for a big contingency of Cheese Kingdom when it comes to that, at least. But like as far as look at the end of that game, those guys in the trenches were winded. hands on the side. They were just winded. They were just kind of getting their. They were getting their butts handed to them as far as 3 to 4 yards a chunk. And some of those runs that Kareem had, like the on that 3rd and 1 play, were like. The fact that he got in there, like, that was tough. That wasn't no easy run. And a lot of these runs where he was meeting guys in the backfield, he was getting some either -1 yard gains or 0 yard gains, but he's getting beat in the backfield by 3 dudes at some point. And it's like, man, not many running backs are going to get a 0 on that, or at least it's a -1. That's usually a 4 yard, 5 yard loss for a lot of running backs. The way he was just playing today, the fact that we stuck to it, it was one thing, but the fact that we stuck to it, it really battered that defensive line. And really, that was part of the reason why we ended up winning that game, is because they were just so exhausted towards the end of those games.
You can't do that with Hunt all year, though. That's why it's okay to do that from here on out. It's week, we're in double-digit weeks. You do that week 1, he'll be fried by week 5. His knees will be jello by week 5. You can't do that all year. He can't average 25, 30 yards a carry. You do need a guy who can hit long runs, and you do need a guy who can hit the short ones consistently, but he's so effective in those because he's always so kind of fresh, isn't he? Like he was dying at the end of that game, dude. Like he's going to be sleeping in that ice bath tonight. And I think it's okay to do that this late in the season because we need it and he's fresh. because he hasn't gotten that many carries all year. I just think there needs to be a better balance from week to week, right?
Well, I think he's built for that. That's what Kareem Hunt is. And so let's just say you give him 20. Okay, Rashard Smith is another guy. CH came in and gave us some good.
He looked decent. He looked decent.
He did. Yes, he did. And so that was a good change of pace. Enough for us to move the football, Teja. And look, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for clock management. Okay, keep the balls in the offense's hands for us to so good things.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, look, if we don't hit you over the head for the 25-yard run and stuff like that, all we trying to do is move the chains. So as long as we're creating plays, our offensive line is blocking their tails off. You're wearing down the defensive line of the linebackers. You're making it hard for the the DBs to see what they're doing as far as covering guys. That's what you want to be able to do. You want to wear down a defense. And so I'm just saying this because I know how our offense was. That's what we strived on. We strived on having, making plays, running the football. We was going to wear a defense down, okay? We were just going to beat you up. And so what we did is we just out-toughed our opponent. That's what we felt like. In the slugfest, we're just going to outlast you. And we're just going to keep coming to you. So it's going to be attrition. We're just going to wear you down. And so I love seeing the Chiefs kind of doing a little bit of this because all of a sudden what happens is they get a little lax in pass coverage. Now we hit Rice over the middle. Let him run down there and get some yak yards. Now we hit Worthy for a couple of things, comebacks on out routes and whatnot. Travis Kelce gets open because he's one-on-one. I want our guys to get one-on-one. So we got to hand the ball off to Kareem Hunt 20 times. I do believe that's the formula. Kareem Hunt can handle that. He can. We're at a time right now that it's no holds bars. We can't tomorrow is. I mean, shoot.
That's why it's like, screw it. Give him every carry he can handle.
Hey, man. Yeah. So, how many carries did CEH have?
5 for 8.
5 for 8? That was it?
Seemed a lot better than that.
Yeah.
Well, he had a catch on the sideline. I think it was like a couple yards that they got. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his carries was for 4 yards, so that means he had 4 for 4 after that.
Second half of that game, man, it was kind of rough. I mean, there was times where Kareem was getting the ball back, then he was meeting like 2 dudes at white when he got the ball. I mean, Caliendo was giving up some stuff on that right side.
So Steve Cash and Steve, brother, I love you to death. CH wasn't good, guys. Steve, he was good enough to come in and just give Kareem a break, and he had a couple of runs that got some yards. That's all we asking for. So,
here's the thing, though. If someone said, "Hey, why can't we give Rashard Smith those carries to see what he's got in those situations?"
I was about to ask JD that question.
Shoot, I agree with you. I mean, I would love to see that too. And the question is, when I'm asking this question, I would always say the coaches know better than we do. So whatever they see in practice and all those other things, they're sitting there saying, we trust CEH more than Rashard Smith in this area. Or we're trusting, CEH is now all of a sudden Elijah Mitchell he's not dressing. And so they're believing in CEH. And to be honest with you, what little things he had, CEH had a little juice. I see a little juice in him.
Yeah, he had some nice vision on runs that didn't have much to them. Actually.
Yes, he did. And so
he had some nice cutbacks, and he found the holes. He did pretty well with what he was given. I don't think he looked great, but in the second half of that game, our running game, except for that last drive or the last 2 drives, second half rushing was pretty rough without Trey Smith.
Yeah.
JD, I mean, besides, like, I know people are saying, well, Rashard Smith should be getting CEH's 5 carries. Those touches should be going to him. My only question would be, like, whenever he's in there, because we talk about this, right, like, as far as from a schematic game plan, when teams are looking at your personnel, like, when you want to play action, when you don't run the ball, it's like no one's buying that. But when Rashard Smith's back there next to Patrick Mahomes, we know you aren't running it because they don't run it with him when he's back there next to him. The only run he had to him was a jet sweep. it's like that's it. Only a jet sweep. I mean, I'm not saying to give him 10 touches or 10 carries, but I'm saying at least I'd like to see him more in a traditional sense get a handoff, not a jet sweep, because that's like that's a slot receiver type of thing. And I know he's kind of utilizing it in all different facets, but the traditional handoff would be nice just to see him kind of get a touch or two.
Hey, man, come straight down the pipe. But, hey, man, do it under center. Do it under center, okay? Make the pocket move just a little bit. And so sometimes with that line, I hate with the delayed draw, okay, delayed run. That's, to me, they see it all. We did one with with Kareem. I'm like, why are we doing it from there? And he didn't get no yards. And it was like easy to read. It's easy to read from back here from linebacker. So I'm sitting there watching him. Pat gets it, immediately hands the ball. I'm downhill as a linebacker immediately. If I'm coaching this up, as soon as you see that handoff, you are coming like LT said, like a scalded dog, right? You coming like a Rottweiler to come down to eat that up. And so that's what it should be. So get under center so you can hide it a little bit. You could move the pocket somewhat. You could stick it out here and pull it back. And so you've seen the effectiveness that they had against our defense when they did the play action. When they did the old screen with the wide receiver lined up at tight end, like nobody said, hey, wait a minute. Oh, this guy, hey, this guy shouldn't be here. He's a little too small to be on the tight end. Somebody should be able to see that. And just didn't recognize it. But that play action is effective. It really is. But yes, give Rashawn Smith some of those carries. Try it out. I don't know why they're scratching it, but maybe they know better than we do. I'm sure they do, Marcus. So that's a valid question for us. Yeah. But the coaches, they're like, we already answered that question.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that at times just running to the right side, running to Caliendo's side towards the end of that game, I thought that was a mistake. They did it a few times. Like, let's go the other way.
Yeah, hey, come on.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.